Hello, it is time for another episode of Yada News, where we take the gossip that is passed on as news today and move it from gossip into knowledge. The subject I want to address today is the $15 minimum wage and why it is a disaster for youth, for skill development, and for the process of getting people ahead. Understand one of the things that made Canada and America amazing to be in is you could start at any of the quartiles of income, and the vast majority of people had a chance to truly succeed and hit the upper quartile, at least for a period of time. How you do that is developing skills. Now, some people, the gossip of the $15 minimum wage is people say, well, the minimum wage should be a survival wage, a wage you could raise a family on. But that is not true. We are talking about a wage that you would enter into a different skill set workforce. And that could even happen at someone later in life. Maybe they're tired of something and they want to move into a skill set. We have fallen for the trap of an education system where they have to take time off work and go to school for years and go in debt to retrain. What about the possibility of systems where the employer or the business that you want to get into can say, you know what, it is worth X number of dollars for us and we will provide you training. But no, if you have minimum wage, what it says is all jobs that cannot generate that level are illegal. They cannot be done. And that is so damaging. There are many jobs that might not generate $15 of value, understanding that a company usually has twice that in expenses. So a job needs to at least create $30 in value or it's not worth creating. For example, I lived in a building once where they had people sitting there where for probably 7 out of their 8 hours, as a student, they could read their book, occasionally buzzing someone in, and they could get paid to study. So there was a value proposition in the free market where someone could earn a level of income that wasn't going to let them live their lives forever, but while they were going to school, they could multitask and study. Also, I've seen situations where in a record store, someone's sitting, in a hobby store, someone's sitting in the back in the record area, and they get to just chat about records. But as you increase the minimum wage, all of a sudden, do those jobs make sense? So someone that was maybe being paid to do their hobby and had unique needs and didn't need the government to tell them it was illegal to do this, now cannot have that job. So first off, we need to look at attitude. People should be looking at their minimum wage job, and there probably should not even be a minimum wage, but as a job that is like an audition. So if you are one of the great actors and you look at their success story, they went to auditions for free. And so many people that succeeded in life went and did it for free. And I'm not advocating that, but they did what was necessary to build a skill set. And so in the end, what we need is something that lets young people or lets people that have been recently injured or people that are in a major life shift build their skill set. The minimum wage distorts the market. Now, the other thing that is true is illegal labor in the US and labor that brings in too many foreign workers distorts the market on the low end. So, see, I'm from Canada. This one isn't our issue, but everything seems to focus on the US these days. And allowing illegal people to come in and work makes it so that there is pressure on the lower end of the wage. So a very clear concept. We need to look at the first job, the jobs that don't pay a level that will let you survive, not as the job that someone should have forever, but as a job that builds skills. Now, I'm a believer in at least putting out a compromise. This does not mean I'm lobbying for this. But at the very least, there should be no minimum wage or dramatically reduced minimum wage for any employment position that advertises no experience necessary. If it is a no experience necessary job where they will take someone raw and where there's any level of training, and I don't care if it's answering phones, tills, taking visa, any skill that lets them move on to a higher level, then there should be a modification at a minimum of the minimum wage, okay? So let me be clear, I'm not advocating for a $15 minimum wage with subgroups. It's a distortion of the market, and it is destroying the ability for youth to audition for the role that is their life. So remember this, your first job, second, probably third, and if you talk to people that have been successful, they look back at their first 10 jobs sometimes, and they were an audition for where they are now. So I am opposed to the government distorting the ability for people to audition. Let people have the chance to stand up and show what they can do. And businesses out there, train these people and let them shine. This is Yada News, taking gossip and turning it into knowledge. And in this case, it was that warm, fuzzy feeling of a minimum wage that people should be able to live on, and how that gets talked about in the media. But it is a false lie and gossip. The knowledge, the truth is that the only thing that will let people move forward and have a fulfilling life is if there is a process where they can develop skills and outside of a student system that leaves them massively in debt. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, please like, please share. We need to wake up people to the gossip that is being put at them in the form of news and instead switch it to knowledge. Thank you.